Apple's biggest event of the year suddenly feels a lot more dramatic than just another software update. Because on June 8th, two major things could happen at the same time. Apple may finally reveal the Siri overhaul people have been waiting years for, and Tim Cook could walk onto the WWDC stage as CEO for the very last time. Before we jump in, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. It really helps me keep bringing you more tech breakdowns like this one. That alone changes the entire mood around WWDC 2026. Normally, WWDC is where Apple shows off the next version of iOS, macOS, and all the usual software updates. But this year feels different. It feels personal. According to Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, this keynote will effectively be Tim Cook's farewell presentation before Apple's hardware chief, John Ternus, officially takes over as CEO later this year. And honestly, the timing couldn't be more intense, because Apple is also trying to recover from one of the messiest moments in recent company history, the Apple Intelligence rollout. For almost 2 years, Apple has been promising a smarter, more capable Siri powered by large language models, basically Apple's answer to the AI assistants everyone else is racing to build. But instead of a smooth launch, the whole thing became a reset. Features were delayed, expectations got out of control, and Apple suddenly looked like a company struggling to keep up in AI, which is not a position Apple fans are used to seeing. Now, WWDC 2026 looks like the moment where Apple either fixes that narrative or makes it worse. What's interesting is that Apple may have already teased the new Siri without directly saying it. The company's WWDC promo art has a very dark look this year, and front and center is a phrase that stands out: search or ask. That wording matters. For years, Siri has mostly worked like a voice command system. You ask simple questions, set timers, open apps, basic assistant stuff. But search or ask sounds much more like a conversational AI interface. It sounds closer to the chatbot-style systems people now expect after using tools like ChatGPT and Gemini. And according to reports, that's exactly where Apple is heading. The redesigned Siri is expected to appear across iOS 27, iPadOS 27, and macOS 27, with a much deeper AI integration than before. The idea is supposedly to make Siri feel less robotic and more context-aware, something capable of understanding follow-up questions, handling more natural conversations, and possibly even interacting with apps in smarter ways. In other words, this isn't just Siri with a few new tricks. Apple seems to be positioning it as a complete reboot. And honestly, they need it, because Siri hasn't really been the leader in voice assistants for a long time. In many ways, it became the symbol of Apple moving too slowly in AI, while competitors pushed forward aggressively. That's why this keynote carries so much pressure. Apple is basically using the most emotional stage of the year, Tim Cook's farewell keynote, to relaunch the exact product that embarrassed the company in the first place. That's a risky move. If the demo works perfectly live, then it creates a powerful story. Tim Cook leaves the stage as the CEO who helped guide Apple into its next era, handing the company over right as a major AI comeback begins. But if the demo struggles live, that instantly becomes the image people remember from Cook's final keynote, and it would hand John Ternus a massive problem before he even officially takes over. The stakes are unusually high here. Even the visual design of the WWDC artwork has people paying attention. Everything shown so far is dark-themed, which has sparked speculation that the new Siri interface might heavily lean into dark mode aesthetics, although realistically, that could just be Apple choosing a dramatic visual style for marketing. Still, the darker look does match the overall vibe of this year's event. This doesn't feel like a cheerful software showcase. It feels like Apple trying to prove something. And maybe that's what makes WWDC 2026 so fascinating. For years, Apple events were about confidence. The company walked on stage, introduced something polished, and everyone assumed it would work. But now, for the first time in a long while, there's uncertainty. Can Apple actually deliver an AI assistant that feels modern? Can Siri finally become useful in the way people expect today? And can Apple convince everyone it still knows how to lead instead of follow? We'll probably get those answers on June 8th, because this keynote is no longer just about software updates. It's about reputation, leadership, and whether Apple's next chapter starts with a comeback or another reset. What's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. See you in the next video. Take care.